Alrighty, folks. Hello, my name is Anne. Sometimes I make mistakes. Anyway, we are on Jemison today. Uh, and I was looking over the arc welder and I couldn't find its duty cycle. I should actually, you know, something. I'm seeing that there's not like. Now, I recognize this probably isn't something you would list on the cutter, right? But it might be nice to. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, laser radiation. Do not look at beam. Class 2 laser product. Max 17. Max 1 terawatt. Eye protection required. Keep hand away from beams. Do not point at personnel. Cover lenses after use. This doesn't have a duty cycle listed on it. Interesting. Some machines will have that. I have found typically it's in the manual. Right. I should explain that, shouldn't I? A duty cycle, for those who are aware, is a hide that. A duty cycle, for those of you unaware, is basically a method of measuring how long a machine can be on and can be used before it needs to be let cool down, right? So
worthless mineral known as aqueous hematite now has a vital and profitable use. Spontaneous parties have started up all over Sidonia as it promises boom times may be
ahead. A duty cycle is basically a percentage that lets you know how long something like an arc welder or a cutter can be used before it needs to cool down. So 100% in a set period of time, right? So let's use 10 minutes as an example because that's one I've heard before. Something with a 100% duty cycle can run for 10 minutes. Something with a 40% duty cycle can only run for 4 minutes, and then it has to cool down for 6. Something with 2.5 can only run for 2.5 minutes, and then has to cool down for 7.5. And 50 is 5 minutes. 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, right? Let's talk about this individually.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Is something wrong? You sound concerned.
Yes. Concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance?
I've passed by this particular tree many times, and honestly, I never gave it a second thought. Does it hold some sort of special significance?
Finally, somebody understands. Unless, wait. You're not mocking me, right? People. Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
I would love to help.
Well, thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Alrighty. Locate some biosensors. See Mayor Cartwright about a job. Locate the biosensors. Well, locate the biosensors. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do this before I went and did the lodge, would it? I'm not gonna get, like, sucked into Terramorph Saga, am I? Maybe a Treermorph Saga? So bad. Alright, a biosensor. Looks like there's a job position for you, Jen. Might want to see about that. Okay, the biosensor. Looks like there's one over by Caribou over here. Looks like there's actually two here in the residential district. Oh, hey buddy. What's up? Hi, yeah. You're pretty good, aren't you? Sorry, I have just managed to get a kitty over here. So as I was talking about duty cycles, I realized that maybe a little bit more explanation might be warranted. Like I said previously, I did take a welding class at one point, and I mentioned that I'm not a very good welder, and I think part of it was I simply could not get like actual instruction when it came to the physical side of it, right? I'm plenty fine at understanding the technical side. It's complicated. It's a multidisciplinary science, right? So is the physical side. However, oh, cats are great, aren't they? However, sometimes I need a little bit more instruction when it comes to the physical side of certain tasks, right? And it's not like I need my hand held, I may need occasionally more instruction than just do it, right? Because, as you might have guessed, just do it does not, in fact, help me learn. It's not very good. It's not very good teaching, right? Now, when it's come to something like cooking, right? I have taught myself how to cook, and it's taken me a long time to learn how to cook. But I've gotten some of it down to a bit of science, right? And that's fantastic. I don't think I've ever been here.
We have company. Good day, ma'am. You should be going now.
Not interested.
Did I interrupt something? Okay. Oh, right, this isn't my beautiful Varun pack. This is... I may have accidentally walked out onto Titan's surface without a spacesuit. I might have forgotten that I wasn't wearing one after it was taken off of me. Although I do appreciate a costume that can be used out of atmosphere, right? I've seen this on the map. That was Courtney Taylor.
Did we have to come early? You know they'll be late.
It's a matter of courtesy.
We always wind up waiting forever.
Welcome to Whetstone. If you're looking for the best cut of meat in the settled systems, look no further.
What's a whetstone?
The general term? A sharpening stone for knives. The kind of knives that cut the most delicious meat in the settled systems. This Whetstone, though, is the best restaurant you've ever eaten at. If you like a perfect steak, you're in the right place.
Does all your food come from regular sources?
You must be joking. I have an exclusive contract with the Trade Authority. It's all shipped in from off-world. And no, I'm not divulging the planet of origin.
I'd like to see what's on the menu.
Disappointed.
So you have various Chardonnays, you have Merlot, you have Pinot Noir, you have Rieslings, you have Sauvignon Blanc. You have Chunks wine, why are you buying Chunks wine? The rack, the strip, the deep. Alien salmon, huh? The top shelf. Vodka, gin, and rum cocktail with a splash of sour and cola. Interesting. You have sparkling wine, you have Koto's Crater. Looks like the only in-house specialty there is the meat. Guess I would need to find like an actual bar for that, huh?
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
The egg you found wasn't beeping, was it?
Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Can I give this kid credits?
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. I wish I lived on a spaceship.
Can't go away.
I bet whoever came up with bad news travels fast wasn't taking interstellar distances into account.
Get a sensor from Wen Sung. Huh? Is that how that's pronounced? UC Distribution.
Bulk items may require multiple levels of approval.
Now, hello there, ma'am. Where is my sorry? There it is. I was gonna say, I'm gonna be very disappointed if I put that away. It was so cute. Could come in here with a Nova Galactic cat. Wow, just about everything works with cowboy hat, huh? That's that good stuff right there.
It can take up to several weeks for an official response. We apologize for any delay. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon.
Ah, I see. You got hit by CrowdStrike too, huh? What is it you do here?
You mean besides providing a pleasant face for customers to interact with? It's all in the name. We distribute materials and products all around the United Colonies. Never a dull moment. Always something going on, and 4 other things we need to be ready for. I know some people don't believe it, but we really do the best we can. Wouldn't still be working here if I didn't care.
I'd like to... I'd like to see what you have for sale.
Of course. Please, take a
He got
look.
very gently bonked by a kitty. He's playing. Oh. Oh. Did I see the N67 smart gun? It's got a compensator and armor-piercing rounds. Mine's actively better. Oh, you gotta love the micro gun, though. It's really good. Semi-automatic with a laser sight and a reflex. And a reflex sight. That's actually really good. A suppressor, a drum magazine, a burst fire. Burst fire thing. Rapid, 25% increase in attack speed. It's got a long barrel, laser sight, tactical stock, tactical mag, hair trigger. It's fully auto. I don't want it to be full auto. I want it to be semi-auto, but I can't do anything about that. It sounds great right up until you look at it. Oh, but you do sell 43 MI already. Lovely. What else do you sell? Like 11mm. That might be nice. You sell 43 Ultra Mag. And you sell 50 caliber. Caseless. You sell 15. Sell 15 by 25. Looks like CLL. I don't know what CLL means in this instance. Shell shotgun? Caseless something or other? Oh, a Sidonia space. Okay, you sell a shock troop space too. You sell a Sidonia. Sell a Sidonia helmet. You sell packs. You sell toxic gas mines. You sell ship parts, and you sell a whole bunch of resources that I didn't know were sold here. Okay. You bought an egg from a kid recently? I need it.
Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why, what is it?
It's none of your business. Doesn't matter, because I just have it. It's nothing, just some junk I dropped the other day. Sensitive scientific equipment, very important. Could lie to her? Yeah, it's sensitive.
Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
Can't you just give it to me?
I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You did say this was important after all. Honestly, it's probably worth way more than what we're talking about.
Fine, here you go. Have 100
Pleasure
credits.
doing business with you. Back to it.
Don't
then.
need Sarah yelling at me about how I'm stealing things, and don't need to get caught. Then again, that you do have a vase here. You have a little mini bot. I love you. Assertive beeps, just following it around, petting it, getting shocked occasionally. I love it so much. You'll see. I don't know if I went over this last time, but yeah, I did some adjustments to my inventory. Where is my osmium dagger? I suppose I'll have to go get that from my thing, won't I? Let me see. It's all the way over in the Mass District. I don't know. I believe these are both technically, I don't know what they would be classified in the CK. or in the creation kit, GAC, whatever you want to call it, the construction kit.
Apply today at the nearest kiosk.
I could apply today, or I could apply tomorrow. And you know, if there's one thing I love, it's leaving things for future me. Interesting suit you got there. Interesting coloration on your, Are you wearing a leather helmet? No! 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 What are you wearing? Like zip off? Are you wearing heavily branded clothing and a leather helmet? What the heck?
Any luck tracking down those sensors? I appreciate your assistance, but I still need all of those sensors.
Yeah, what exactly are you worried about here?
Recent scans of the tree have suggested that a significant portion of the interior is liquefied. Obviously, some small percentage of its internal workings is always liquid to allow for the transfer of nutrients and so forth, but this, well, I've never seen anything like it. If it continues to increase, I'm concerned the entire tree may collapse. And I'm also worried about other secondary effects.
What do you mean secondary effects?
It's too soon to speculate. I'd very much like to see the additional data before I say more.
Okay. Should this area be blocked off just to be safe?
If the time comes, I will certainly attempt to alert the appropriate people in Mast. If I have more data, though, my concerns might carry some more weight.
Okay. We'll get to the bottom of this.
I appreciate your confidence. The sooner I have all the available data, the sooner I can make an assessment.
I have all your sensors right here.
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. What a relief. Now, let's see. This is... well, it's... oh my.
Yeah?
Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to Mast immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
Okay. I'm glad your concerns were validated. That doesn't sound like good news. I'm glad your concerns were validated.
It does feel good to be right. Particularly when others have attempted to convince you otherwise. Repeatedly. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength.
What?
This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in Mast at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
So it's emitting infrasound? Huh? Oh, that is bizarre. Alright, well, let's go back to the lodge, shall we? What? Why is it emitting infrasound? That is so bizarre.
have it.
Oh, it's Mom and Dad.
Do the
This
Awesome.
history. Would you look at this?
Well, hold on, Sarah.
I assumed it was all right to let your parents in here, but maybe they shouldn't stay for long. Your mom dropped by. We had a nice chat. She had left this note for you. See you later.
Oh, awesome.
Of all the places we've lived, this is my favorite. There's just so much to do in New Atlantis. I missed you
So it's not
much.
you I want to be talking to.
I hope you don't mind, but I figured the lodge was just a gnat stop away. I just had to see it.
Oh, this place is everything I imagined. Do you know I dreamt of joining Constellation when I was a girl?
Did you now? You have hidden depths, Mom. You wanted to be in Constellation? Talk to me about that.
I have some vids of when I was, 12 in my Constellation Halloween outfit. So embarrassing. But I found space so fascinating that there is still so much we don't know. I guess I still find it that way.
It's a dream come true for me. I can't really imagine you as a kid. You have hidden depths, Mom. It's a dream come true for me.
Then you get that from me, dearest. But I'll let your father talk before he bursts.
I was playing poker with the Dean of Engineering, and he had this collectible revolver framed. And when he heard you were in Constellation, well, we worked together to get the piece clean and restored. She fires beautifully now. We, took turns sighting it at the range.
I swear, your father was acting like a school kid.
As I was saying, may I present to you Sir Malcolm Livingston's personal sidearm. All the special modifications just as he left him. He was chair of Constellation about 50 years ago. Anyway, it's yours.
That said 45 caliber ACP. I get the feeling this isn't a revolver, Dad. Revolvers typically have a cylinder, Dad. Sometimes it's fixed. Sometimes it's a fixed cylinder. Sometimes you can take it out. Typically with something like a black powder revolver, where the engineering is very expensive to do that. Sir Malcolm Livingstone, who was he?
Oh, I'm no expert, but he was some sort of wealthy entrepreneur. Near the end of his life, he grew fascinated with space. He wound up being a benefactor of Constellation and chaired it before he died. The stories make him seem colorful. I think I'd like him.
Okay. Are you gonna hop up here, or do you want to be in my lap? Either way is fine. I think you want to be in my lap, don't you? You're a lap kid. Yes. Right. Here. My child. Come here. Yeah. Come on. Come on. There we go. Hello there, Mr. Lap Baby. Huh? There we go. There we go. Oh. There we go. Oh my goodness, you got happy.
Gathering.
Sorry. I'm pulling my kitty up into my lap. Is it real lap cat? It's been a while since I've had a lap cat. Next person I shoot, I'll think of you. You really shouldn't have. It must cost a fortune. I don't know what to say. I'll treasure it. You really shouldn't have. It must cost a fortune.
It was a gift. The Dean and I go way back, and he's a bit of a fan of Constellation. So it was just a labor of love for both of us. Well, we'll let you get back to it, but, Miss Noel said we could look around a little first.
Yeah. All right.
Ms. Noel, would it be all right if I brought cookies next time?
Actually, Mr. Cookies? What type?
I make a mean snickerdoodle.
Yes, I, think that would be
There's just so much to do in New Atlantis.
I'm sure that there is a 45 ACP revolver out there somewhere. That's not a revolver, Dad. That's a 45 semi-automatic. It's a 45 semi-automatic pistol, Dad. It's a magazine fed. That's a Colt, Dad. Well, it might not be a Colt. It might be like a Kimber, but you know, that's not a revolver, Dad. Oh, jeez, Louise. Still, Sir Livingston's pistol is really good, as you might have seen there. Really, really good, comparatively. Like, it outpaces most of the other weapons that I own. Maybe not the mag shot or the Urban Eagle, but it comes darn close. This is part of why I picked kid stuff. That is a whopper of a hand cannon, my guy.
It fits. Energy spiked a bit, but it's restabilized. No, it's the same as before. There's a massive output as the artifact is added, then it harmonizes. Like it's waiting for the others.
That's speculation, but I think you're right. We need more.
A really nice lamp. I love this style of lamp.
You've earned this. Welcome to Constellation. As a full member this time.
Oh! A constellation, so... What does it mean to be a full member? Unexpected champagne. It's an honor to be a part of this. Yeah, what does it mean?
Honestly, this just makes it more official. Call it right person, right place, right time. But once the artifacts started coming together, you were one of us.
Okay. It's an honor to be a part of this.
We're going to do great things together. All of us. By the way, how would you like to keep traveling together? I'm not sitting behind my desk for this. These artifacts are a new chapter for Constellation, and I'm going to be out there for it. And I want you out there as well. You got results. I need someone like you watching my back.
Why ask me? Why not someone else who's been here longer?
Oh, we'll be working with everyone here at the Lodge sooner or later. Constellation is all in on this. Sometimes we'll partner up, sometimes we'll go solo. It's not a formal arrangement. We just came back with good news. We've got momentum. Why not keep going?
You got it, Sarah. Let's get back out there.
All right. We've got a few more leads we should talk about.
Oh, she loved that.
First, there's an expedition that Sam Coe has been putting together. It's in Freestar Collective Space, and he knows it inside and out. There's also the Eye, our star station in orbit. About time for you to meet Vladimir. He's been hard at work tracking down more anomalies. And last but not least, Noel. Have we heard anything from Barrett yet?
A courier from Argos Extractors came by to let us know they're packing up the operation on Vectera. But that's it, no other word.
That's not good. We should get over there and check on Barrett in person.
I believe that sounds like a great idea. So, yeah, revolvers are typically called revolvers, Dad, because of the revolving cylinder that they have. This 1911 doesn't have a cylinder. Now, it could if we were to radically re-engineer it, and it could even be semi-automatic if we were to take some inspiration from something like the Bentley Fosbury, or maybe even the Moteba. But...
Hello?
The 1911 is not a revolver. This is also not a gun champ. Just want to make that clear. How did you know there was an artifact on Vectera?
You can thank Barrett for that, if he's still around to thank when this is all said and done. Honestly, he took this seriously before any of us. It was at his urging that we started doing deep space scans. I will admit, it was something of a shock to see Barrett taking anything seriously.
Right? What's the I? Who's Vladimir?
We maintain a star station in orbit above us. It's where we do all our deep space scanning. Vladimir runs the station. Brilliant astronomer. Years of practical experience.
Hey? Who can you tell me about, or what can you tell me about Barrett anyway?
His mind is always somewhere, but there's no arguing his knack for being in the right place at the wrong time. Oh, too bad he couldn't see the artifacts coming together. But knowing him, he'll be so excited when he gets a look, it won't occur to him that he's missed anything.
Hey, who's Sam Coe? What's this expedition?
Oh, that's right. He wasn't here when you first showed up. He should be back by now. I'll let him handle the introductions. If I steal his thunder, I'll never hear the end of it.
Alright. What should I do first?
It's all important, but if you want a direction, I'd grab Barrett first. He's not just an old friend.
So we're gonna need a larger ship. Okay. Do you mind if I ask you some personal questions?
Ask whatever you'd like.
That's all for
I
now.
hope you got something out of that.
I sure did.
Until later.
Alright, well, let's take a look at this new fancy suit. A refined constellations. Oh, it's actually got quite good thermal protection. Ah, there we go. The clear with the maroon. That's the good stuff. Mom and Dad.
Constellation sounds
I cannot wait to meet her.
storybook.
It's been ages since Constellation.
That is...
I wonder what she's like.
That... Mercury camera.
Oh, your father visited. He seemed desperate.
I'll limit it to the really
Excited
important
to find you. He left this note.
We should have a talk. When you have the time, of course.
Oh my gosh. Okay, alright. Everything just kicked off at once, so let's go through the note from Mom, note from Dad. We'll talk to Sam, then we'll talk to Sarah. Then, I don't know. Honestly, we've been running this for a while. I might call it. Alright, so notes. Note from Mom. Dearest Anne, I was going through a storage unit the other day and I came across something that made me think of you. I know you're important and you're busy, but I'd love if you visited. I miss you. Dad, you absolutely must come home right away. Incredible news. Drop everything and head over. You have a Mercury camera, neat stuff.
And you must be the latest poor fool to get dragged into our dysfunctional little family.
Finally, someone who appreciates a good hat. Speaking of family, are you two related?
No. Funny story, caught this one stealing my ship. Only reason I didn't turn her in is because we have the same last name.
Dad.
All right. That's my one.
I'm trying to keep things professional, if that's what you mean. Don't overwhelm me with welcome now. I might never leave. And you must be Sam Coe, Freestar Collective.
Whoa. I know a few dark sides of the Aquila Moons, but if you're looking for deep history lessons, well, I'm gonna fall asleep before you do.
Trust me. Don't encourage him. Koriko, by the way. Hi.
Aren't you a little young to be a space explorer? Sam Coe is voiced by Elias Tufexis, who has voiced a number of characters. He voices a character in, I believe it's MechWarrior 5. He's one of the voices in Battletech Advanced. If you like Battletech, I do. As should be apparent by now. He is also probably best known as I am fully blanking on their name. Adam Jensen. Adam Jensen in Deus Ex, Human Revolution, and Mankind Divided. So, yes. Aren't you a little young to be a space explorer?
There's no you have to be this tall sign for space.
The package may be small, but she can handle herself. You'll see.
Right? Good to see someone so young taking an interest in space. No offense, but not sure I feel comfortable taking a kid into danger. Yeah, I mean, this one's the most honest one.
Too late. Been there, done that.
Sam Coe disliked
you
that.
Should give this little lady the benefit of the doubt. You could be severely
I don't want to take children into combat.
That's enough. Look, Cora goes where I go. But it's not like I'm dragging her into every dark cave we uncover. She'll be on the ship. Now, let's talk business. Sarah tell you about the expedition?
Hear me out here. Children shouldn't have to know about light, sound, and litter discipline, Sam. Sarah. There's a reason why I feel uncomfortable taking kids out into the frequent gunfights that I encounter, and that's because I don't feel like children should be getting shot at, right? For a little bit of context, I know I've tried to kind of keep real world stuff out of this, aside from occasionally mentioning a little bit of Star Trek, right?
As much as I enjoy having you around.
We are after I think this week had 2 mass shootings, in one in a school and one on the highway here in America. As you might imagine, I find that a little bit upsetting. It's one thing to play make-believe and shoot fictional cops in a game, in a video game. It's another thing for real people to be dying because someone decided that that logic should be applied to real life, right? I don't think children should be getting shot at because that's horrifying and it sucks and it's bad. Anyway, just figured I'd address that real quick. You really expect me to be okay with this? You bringing your kid along? Sorry about that, just surprised. Thing that gets me out there works. Only those Freestar Collective. You really expect me to be okay with this?
Because I'm her dad, and it's my decision. Drop it, okay? She's coming with us. End of story.
Okay. Only that it was in Freestar Collective space.
Sure enough. That's where we're heading. The 3 of us are heading to Aquila, first settled planet of the Freestar Collective, and, not coincidentally, the home of their capital, Aquila City. We'll land in the city's spaceports, but the frontier's our goal. It's rough country. Spawned a lot of stories. And I got a lead on a tale that makes me think one thing. Artifact.
Anything I should know about Aquila?
Yeah, don't piss off the Freestar Rangers. As far as the collective is concerned, they're judge, jury, and executioner. They're the good guys, but that don't make them any less dangerous. Outside that, just don't be an asshole.
I'm still getting my bearings. Let's head
I
out.
guess it wouldn't hurt. We just got back from a supply run anyway. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I am really uncomfortable with the idea of bringing a child along for obvious reasons. And I don't like that pointing out that I get into a lot of gunfights in this game is considered to be a bad thing. That I disagree with. There's some decisions that I think could be handled better. That's not a you need to handle this better decision. That is a I'm pointing this out, and I'm gonna need you to understand. Hell, I'm not actually comfortable with the amount of gunfights I get into in this game. That was unintentional. That was a negligent discharge. Again, yet another reason why we should not be bringing a child with us for this. Just gonna say that right now. Feels bad. What is it? Is it this one? It's not this one. What is it? Is it that? No. 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 I love that she's like, maybe you should give the kid a chance. I was like, she's a child. I kind of don't want her getting shot at by pirates. And I don't know if you noticed, the frontier is not really a place where you can hide. Also, I don't know if you noticed, Sarah, but I use extreme violence in a lot of the situations in this game to muscle my way through problems. I don't think it's unreasonable to not want to expose a child to someone getting their brains blown out. In fact, I think that's being a good citizen, is not exposing children to that. But, you know, if you're insistent, could be fun. Could be fun to bring a child along, have her watch as I pull someone in close and shotgun them in the head and just see their brain matter splatter all over the backside of a wall. Yeah, maybe shower the child in bits of gore, right, Sarah? Feels bad.
Sorry to pull you aside like this, but I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you. Taking those steps to eradicate the Terramorph threat is essential to the safety of every living thing in the settled systems. You should be proud.
They had to be done. Those creatures were dangerous.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you treated the situation with the urgency it deserved. I only wish that the United Colonies chose to exterminate the Terramorphs with the experimental microbe, instead of choosing this ridiculous Asili solution. Apparently, their decision was based on your recommendation. That was a risky choice you've made.
The Asili solution only presents us with minimal risk. The experimental microbe would have been even greater risk. Only presents us with minimal risk. There's not a fourth option, which is, hey, we killed most of the Asilis. It's only right that we bring them back from extinction. I don't know how else to explain that to you, Sarah. Wow, this is the first time I've been like this vocally vocally in disagreement with the game. The Asili solution only presents us with minimal risk.
Minimal risk? Are you sure? The Asili solution might take years, perhaps even decades. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking for humankind. That sounds far too risky to me.
Why does it matter how long it takes for the Asilis to get rid of them? I hear what you're saying, but I don't know. I couldn't condone the release of an unproven microbe into our ecosystem. Why does it matter to you how long it takes the Asilis?
You've already seen how much destruction just a few terramorphs can cause. While we wait for the Asilis to naturally prey upon them, we have to spend time and resources defending ourselves. How many human lives will be lost due to the wait? Why should we wall ourselves in when we could simply eradicate them in one fell swoop? The science was at our disposal, and now we've cast that aside. I fear for the future.
Where's the conservationist option, game? Come on! Help me out here. I couldn't condone the release of an unproven microbe into our ecosystem.
Well, I'm disappointed that you didn't trust the science. Thankfully, the eradication of the Lazarus plant gives the Asilis a bit more time to do their job.
Sarah! You don't think eliminating the Lazarus plant is enough?
I'm sorry, I don't. All we've solved is our heat leech problem, which is definitely a step in the right direction. It doesn't dismiss the fact that it will take the Asilis a dangerously long time to hunt down and eliminate the terramorphs.
Oh, okay. Even if we don't agree on this matter, I appreciate your honesty.
Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. I appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to listen to my opinion on the matter. I'm sorry if I've said anything that jeopardizes our working relationship.
Nope, you haven't. Just means I'm gonna have to work a little harder. Jesus God. Well, this one has been upsetting. That's a nice couch. And a nice chair. These are very nice chairs. Jesus fuck. Wow, there's yeah, no. I wish there was an option for me to just be like, hey, you know, speaking from a conservation standpoint, right? I wish that was a resolution for that, right? Because, like, I feel like she could get... I feel like, at the very least, she could get behind... She could get behind the idea of conservation, right?
Let's hope that these findings are alarming. Thank you for your help retrieving the biosensors.
I think...
A surprise terramorph attack killed every settlement. There was no survivor.
Any clue how irresponsible you're acting right now?
No stranger to terramorph attacks, but how and why they occur is barely understood. Colonial Health and Human Services, the Code of Service, the
I think she would be down with it from a conservationist standpoint. I really do. I feel like she would be down for it from a conservationist standpoint, right? Like, yes, it's the slower option, but it's also the option that's less liable to backfire, and there is no such thing as a scientific certainty, right? I would rather do this right, and also, in the process, bring back a species from the brink of extinction, than, you know, do it wrong and have it be, or then do it fast and have the chance of something jumping to, you know, multiple other species, right, and wiping out ecosystems and generally causing problems, right?
Oh, Captain. It's good to see you again, under much calmer circumstances. You wouldn't be here about the job, would you? Might not be worth your time, considering your rank.
I can't say that I am. I've got enough to do right now. Sure am. Saw the sign out right now. Or I saw the sign outside. Job, tell me more.
Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave. Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested?
So glorified. This kind of job is beneath someone of my rank. Not right now, but maybe some other time. Thanks.
I completely understand, Captain. You have far more important stuff to deal with than petty thieves and bar fights. The other day, I had to break up an argument between two drunks over who's got the bigger grav drive. They weren't even pilots. But if you ever find yourself in need of a change of pace or just some extra credits, I'll be here.
Has there been any fallout from the Terramorph attack?
The whole department is in the process of recovering, myself included. If I'm being honest, I still have nightmares of my team turning on one another. Things can be replaced and wounds can be healed, but building back that trust in each other is going to take time. Luckily, we've built a good culture here, and we hired some new recruits who were inspired by what you did. I've got faith we'll survive this.
Alrighty, well.
See you later.
Let you go, officer. So, I feel like I made some good points. I feel like I'm not being heard because the game literally can't hear me. I don't know. I just... I have qualms about sending children into violent situations. That's all. This is also the reason why I've been stalking 45 ammo this entire time. Because I knew this was coming up. Yeah, a 45 pistol sounds great.
Recycled air. Just isn't the same as the real thing.
Well, Sarah, you're gonna have to make do, because it's all we got on a ship.
I heard you're a member of the UC Vanguard. They're so lucky to have you.
I love how she pulled me aside, basically just to tell me that she's disappointed in me. It's so hurtful. Short suppressor. The full length suppressor. Oh, it even reduces your range more.
As the hero of the tale, you need your own comic book, your own cartoon, your own theme song. We have got
Such a weirdo. I love him so much. Tungsten, tantalum, and resources. There's your tungsten. There's your tantalum. And there's your stone. Cool, let's go ahead and make this weapon a suppressor out of metal and I think that's terrormorph bits. Perfect. It's like terrormorph adhesive. Let's call it that. I'm sorry, you might find scraped off of used tissues. Perfect. Excellent. There you go, a constellation. So, I just think that's neat. Okay. Alright, well, let's call it a part here, huh? Now that I'm slightly depressed that the game tried to argue in favor of taking children into uncomfortable situations.